Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm back to break down this 11-game NBA DFS slate on DraftKings. We got a very large slate tonight, so I'm going to do my best to get through this in a timely and orderly fashion, but lots to go over. Looking forward to digging into it. If you do enjoy the content at any point in this video, if you could please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell, I would greatly appreciate that. I'll be here all NBA DFS season long, breaking down these slates to help you guys become better NBA DFS players and to help you win some money night in and night out. If you are pretty serious about playing NBA DFS, if you're grinding every single night, I do offer an NBA DFS package over here on Patreon. I'm going to get access to my premium NBA projections, NBA data sheet, player stats, team stats, play context stats, core plays, injury impact insights, and NBA Discord chat access. Too much to talk about in a sum up here, but a lot to offer as far as my tools are concerned. Core plays, projections, you get data sheets that give you things like assist percentage, rebound percentage, usage percentage, block, steal percentage, how much teams are giving up offensive rebounds, and the list goes on and on. At a very affordable price. Compared to these other sites around the industry, I've been playing daily fantasy sports since 2016. I'm aware these other sites charge you like $30, $40 a month, and I've gone ahead and I put together a package that offers everything they offer and more at a more affordable price. So check that out, link below in the description. If you are serious, if you're more of a casual player and you just want to watch the free content, that's more than fine. And with that being said, let's go ahead and start breaking down the slate today. First game on the slate, Minnesota taking on Charlotte. Karl-Anthony Towns has returned from injury. He'll be back playing night in and night out would be my assumption. I don't think they're going to have to rest him yet. This game comes in with a 4-point spread in favor of the Charlotte Hornets. No over-under release yet. I'd expect this game to be fairly on the slow side. Probably not the slowest pace. I don't know. It's kind of tough saying with these two teams, but 220 range would be my guess. So not exactly slow, but not up in the 230 range. Devontae Graham continues to be questionable in this one, so keep an eye on him. If he continues to be out, we're going to have a lot of interest in Terry Rozier, LaMelo Ball. Gordon Hayward will receive a slight bump, and there's also going to be more minutes to go around for a guy like Malik Monk. Now, Minnesota is a great matchup. They are not good defensively, so regardless of how the pace goes in this game, I am going to have some interest in the guys on Charlotte. Specifically, LaMelo Ball, if we continue to see that there is no Devontae Graham, LaMelo Ball will continue to start, and this guy has just tons of upside at 8'6", so this is the best matchup he could ask for. And I'm going to really have interest in him. Karl-Anthony Towns at 9'3" on the Minnesota side would be the guy you'd most likely be interested in at his 9'3" price tag. He played 31 minutes in his return, so I think we can jump on this price tag early. If he's going to be playing 30-plus minutes right away, I mean, this guy typically was priced up more towards the 10K range, so I feel pretty comfortable targeting him against this Charlotte front court, and he is a very good three-point shooter, which doesn't hurt our feelings any on DraftKings, where you get that half-point bonus for every three that he drains tonight. So, yeah, I mean, a huge slate here, so nitpicking at the guys like Malik Monk and stuff, probably not going to advise you to do that. Malik Beasley will continue to be a great play if there is no D'Angelo Russell as well at 7'1", so continue to have interest in him, and Anthony Edwards at 6'1". These are the two guys, the young guys that are going to get a lot of run, and that can provide you with the same upside, as well as on the Charlotte side with Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward, LaMelo Ball, as I mentioned. Down on the low end, I just don't think there's really anyone that's an extreme value, unless we get some more injury news. New York taking on Washington. This game right now comes in with a 3-point spread in favor of the New York Knicks. No over-under released yet. Typically, the Knicks don't play too fast, and the Washington Wizards are typically involved in a lot of up-tempo games, so we're probably going to meet somewhere in the middle here, but it will be a big matchup bump for New York, which is going to make me have a ton of interest in Julius Randle at 9'1". We've seen this guy really struggle lately, not because of his abilities or his usage rate or anything like that, but I think more so because of his matchups and the pace of the games he's been involved in. And he gets a tremendous matchup taken on the Washington squad, so I would not be surprised to see Julius Randle get more towards his triple-double upside in this one. Can score you upwards of 60 DraftKings points. I don't have a ton of interest in him tonight. Russell Westbrook, I'm also going to have a lot of interest in because there is no Bradley Beal, which means this guy could shoot 40 times. He's going to be involved in everything as far as assisting, rebounding, passing, scoring. You get the gist. I'm going to like him a lot. RJ Barrett, I'm going to like a lot on the New York side because he's kind of Julius Randle's sidekick as far as getting a ton of minutes and a ton of usage. These are the two guys that I'm looking to play on their end. So it's RJ Barrett, it's Julius Randle. Derrick Rose, the new acquisition, last time out, played about 20 minutes. So I don't know if I really feel comfortable going there yet until we see his solidified role. Alec Burks at 5'2". Last time played 26. I could definitely have a lot of interest in Alec Burks, a guy I was playing a lot early on the season. The only thing that stinks is they continue to fill up this rotation with guards. They got Elfrid Payton quickly, Alec Burks, Derrick Rose now, Reggie Bullock, Austin Rivers. So it's a little more difficult to be clicking on his name strictly because of the minutes that are being cut into his rotation time. So, yeah, do with that what you will. I mean, you could take a risk and it could pay off big time. Just know you are taking a risk because of these new acquisitions. And that's pretty much my extent of my interest in this one. Mitchell Robinson at 5'1" is an intriguing option. Playing around 30 minutes a game. Hasn't had a big upside game in a while. Washington could definitely provide that for him. So maybe a great time to hop on the Mitchell Robinson train. And then lastly, I have to mention the guards with Beal out. I mean, you got Ish Smith, who's going to get more minutes and usage. So he's the top guy that's probably going to get a bump here at 5'2". I do think he's priced up a little bit too high for my liking. But you're also going to be looking at Raul Neto and Jerome Robinson getting some slight bumps. And maybe Neto and Robinson make sense as value plays at a much cheaper price range. San Antonio taking on Atlanta. This game right now comes in with a 228 over-under with a 1.5 point spread in favor of the Atlanta Hawks. So decently paced game, nothing too crazy, but up in the higher 220s. And whether you're going to have interest in anyone in this game, I think it is pretty much reliant on injury news. We do have Rajon Rondo out, Chris Dunn out, Bogdanovich continuing to be out on the Atlanta side, as well as DeAndre Hunter. So that's going to open up a lot more minutes and usage for Kevin Huerter, Danilo Gallinari, Cam Reddish. Danilo Gallinari recently getting his minutes increased all the way up to 30 minutes. Only putting up 19.75 DraftKings points, and his price tag does continue to increase. But if we continue to see his minutes increase as well, if this guy can play in like the mid-30s, you're going to have a hard time not having interest in him. So definitely keep an eye on his news. Cam Reddish at 4-4. I think he can keep playing. He's been letting us down, but he's going to continue to receive around 30 minutes a game. And all it takes is him getting hot one time. At only 4-4, you can easily get your 30 DraftKings points, and you'd be real happy with that. Kevin Huerter at 6K. The main beneficiary of all this stuff, I think, but he was priced in the mid-5K range. Now he's at the 6K. Definitely can still play him because of, I mean, there's no DeAndre Hunter. He's getting a ton of usage. He's getting more rebounds than he typically would as well. So Kevin Huerter makes a lot of sense to play at 6K. And then my interest kind of fades off. John Collins at 7-7 continues to be an interesting option every night. It's just personally, I mean, honestly, I'm a little biased as far as not playing him because he's constantly getting in foul trouble, and the fact that they have Clint Capella now, it just makes it easy for me not to click John Collins' name because I can just play Clint Capella at a slightly more priced up price tag, but he gets more DK points per minute, and I don't have to worry about foul trouble as much like I do with John Collins. But John Collins has been having some big games recently, I will admit, 39 and 48 DraftKings points in the mid-7K range, so you know, I don't want to talk you off playing him if he grades out well in your projections, or, I mean, if he grades out well in my projections. I do trust my projections. It's just a matter of projections cannot predict foul trouble, and this guy loves to hack people, so buyer beware. On the San Antonio side, DeJounte Murray at 6'8" will continue to be my favorite play. The point guard, he's going to have guaranteed usage in the offense as far as distributing and scoring. So I'll continue to play him. The rest of the rotation seems to be all over the place, kind of scary. DeMar DeRozan and Keldon Johnson would be the ones that seem to have the most solidified roles, but even with them, it's like they're rotating these guys around like crazy. So if I'm playing people on the San Antonio side, it's most likely DeJounte Murray, and then Jakob Poeltl will continue to see minutes as well at the center position. So he can make some sense if you're trying to get sneaky at the center position, but once again, not really reliable minutes. I feel comfortable playing DeJounte Murray. Other than that, probably not going to anyone on this big slate there. New Orleans taking on Dallas. This game comes in with a 233.5 over-under with a 3-point spread in favor of the Dallas Mavericks. So expected to be a very fast up-tempo game. Definitely going to have some interest in some pay-up options in this one because these guys are going to be getting some very predictable usage and in a very up-tempo game. So you got Luka Doncic, Kristaps Porzingis, Brandon Ingram, and Zion Williamson at the top here. All make sense as plays. Luka Doncic, arguably the best fantasy point per minute producer in the league. As far as, actual statistics go right now, I have him ranked as the third top DK points per minute producer behind Giannis and Nikola Jokic. But could this guy end up being the top DK points per minute producer by the end of the season? Absolutely is my point. So you're absolutely going to have interest in him in this up-tempo game tonight. Kristaps Porzingis, a 3. Saw his minutes limited last time out with only 19 minutes, but that had to do with foul trouble, so I'd expect him to get back up to his low to mid 30 minutes range in this one, and he can fill it up real quick, especially in an up-tempo game. So wouldn't want to talk you off him. The only issue is, of course, he is somewhat limited in minutes, it seems, at times. So would we rather play like Zion Williamson at only 300 less or 200 less than him? Possibly. So you have to make that decision yourself. Maybe you could play both, but all these guys are making sense on this up-tempo game. Brandon Ingram at 8-2. I will continue to fade because he just doesn't seem to be getting there. I'm playing Zion over Brandon Ingram every single time out because Zion, there's at least some guaranteed rebound upside. Brandon Ingram, it's not really much going on there. Lonzo Ball continues to be my favorite guard over Eric Bledsoe at 6-7. Shooting the 3-ball very effectively lately. The rebounds and the assists are always going to be there. This guy has triple-double upside every time he takes the floor, so I'm going to have interest in him. Eric Bledsoe at 5'6" is a lot cheaper, I will say. So you could go there. It's just like this guy's... He only played 17 minutes last time. He's getting minutes cut into by guys like Josh Hart, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Willie Hernan-Gomez is getting minutes in the rotation now. This bench is starting to become a much more relevant factor in the rotation, I guess you could say. They're going to them early and often, and they're really liking the bench's performance, and they're pulling Eric Bledsoe a lot to get to that bench. So not looking to go to him. And that's the extent of my interest in this one, honestly. On the Dallas side, I'm not looking to get too cute either. You can play Tim Hardaway Jr., Josh Richardson, and that would be the only two I'd advise playing outside of Luka Doncic and Kristaps. Both these guys do have the ability to get hot and get you there at their price tags. It's just like, do we need to go there on this huge slate? Probably not. Detroit taking on Boston. This game comes in right now with a 8-point spread in favor of the Boston Celtics. There's no over-under released yet, but I would expect this game to be a very, very slow-paced game. I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe Kemba Walker rest in this one because of all the injury stuff he's been dealing with and the fact that they're expected to kind of run away with this one fairly easy. So maybe looking at a value play in like a Peyton Pritchard if that happens. This is just me predicting. We don't have that news yet, so I'm going to talk about this game as if Kemba Walker is in. And with Kemba Walker, and we have Kemba Walker, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, the 3 guys on the Boston side. That's going to all cut into each other's usage with a slow-paced game. Not looking to go to anyone on the Detroit side. I'm not really looking to pay up for anyone. I would have interest in going back to an Isaiah Stewart if we get news that Mason Plumlee continues to be out, playing 31 minutes last time out, putting up 33 DraftKings points. But other than that, guys, not all too interested in this game. It's going to be slow pace, kind of ugly. If someone surprisingly grades out well on my projection model, maybe I'll run with it, but other than that, no thank you. Los Angeles Clippers taking on the Chicago Bulls. This game comes in with a 228.5 over-under with a 6.5-point spread in favor of the Los Angeles Clippers. So, decent paced game, expected to stay close. There continues to be no Paul George, no Lauri Markkanen. Wendell Carter Jr. is listed as questionable. Otto Porter Jr. is out. But Wendell Carter Jr. is listed as doubtful, so don't expect him to be back. So we're going to continue to really like the 2 top dogs with 2 big usage. I mean, Paul George and Lauri Markkanen being out, that's going to open up more usage for both Kawhi Leonard and Zach LaVine. So these top guys make a lot of sense in this game. 9-5 for Kawhi Leonard, 9-2 for Zach LaVine. Good pay-up options here for sure. And then from there, Lou Williams on the Clippers side is priced all the way up to 5'8". This is a guy that was really, really struggling early on in the season, wasn't seeing much usage, wasn't doing Lou Williams-like things, and then now all of a sudden, 31, 39, 42 DraftKings points. Right back to doing sweet Lou, getting buckets things. So, I mean, continue to play him and feel pretty good about it. We've seen this guy do this year in and year out, so it's not like this is a tale we have not seen. And if he's going to continue to see that six-man usage, a lot of shots, I'm going to love Lou Williams at 5'8". Denzel Valentine at 5'4" continues to be an intriguing option starting on this Bulls side with no Lauri Markkanen. But he continues to see his price tag increase. We were playing him when he was a lot cheaper. Same rule applies for Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams at 5'3". Put up 22 DraftKings points last time out, though. He's priced up. Even though he's playing 35 minutes, he's still not quite getting you there at his price tag. So that's about the extent of the interest in this one. The good thing is we can narrow it down pretty easily. Reggie Jackson at 5'4", maybe an interesting option as well. Getting around 30 minutes a game, hasn't had a big game. It's been mostly Lou Williams. So, you know, you're looking at Reggie Jackson, you're looking at Lou Williams, you're looking at Kawhi Leonard, you're looking at Zach LaVine on the Chicago side, and you could be playing a Kobe White at 6'3" as well. I think Thad Young is an interesting option as well. It's just he's kind of priced up now at 6'4", and getting somewhat limited minutes. So just buyer beware there. You could take a risk on Thad, but not looking as intriguing as he was earlier in the season. Oklahoma City taking on Denver. Nikola Jokic comes in at 10-7. This game comes in with a 12-point spread in favor of the Denver Nuggets. Expected to be an absolute blowout, and for good reason, because there's like no one healthy on the Oklahoma City side. So I am not going to like playing Nikola Jokic in this one. I just have a feeling Denver's going to be kind of on cruise control. They're not really going to need his services. And it's probably going to be blowout time. So on the Oklahoma City side, you're going to have a ton of interest in Diallo, Al Horford, Baisley. All these guys are going to have to perform because they're the only guys they got. I mean, there's nowhere else to run to. They're going to have to grab the rebounds. They're going to have to get the assists. They're going to have to score because if they don't, their team will score 0 points. So it's fairly simple locking these guys in and feeling pretty good about your lineups, even though if it's a slow-paced game. Kendrick Williams at 5'1". Putting up 39 DraftKings points the last time out. Lou Dort had a pretty decent game here. 31 DraftKings points, 41 minutes. And if Isaiah Roby continues to be out, yeah, it's really that simple. You're locking these guys in. You're feeling pretty good about it. You can play Justin Jackson at 3'8". If Roby's back, I will really like him. Mike Muscala, if Roby continues to be out, is an intriguing option at 4'3". He can really shoot the three ball if he gets hot. So, but yeah, on the Denver side, I'm really looking to play the young guys that might get some more run, like a Michael Porter Jr. and a Monte Morris, that kind of thing. I'm not really looking to play Nikola Jokic, Will Barton, Paul Millsap. I think those guys get pulled in favor of playing these younger guys. Monte Morris, RJ Hampton. Intriguing blowout options in this one. So that's what I would be doing, playing these guys in the hopes of a blowout. RJ Hampton putting up 24 DraftKings points last time out. If you get some run, you can put up a big game for you. And it's kind of sneaky. You could be playing a Campazzo as well at 3K, who has proven to be a good three-point shooter. So, yeah, I mean, up to you guys, but that would be my approach. I'm looking to play the blowout because I don't see this game staying close at all. Feel confident playing the Oklahoma City side guys. The Denver side guys in the upper tier, not so confident. Milwaukee taking on Utah. This game has a 233.5 over-under. Same total as that Dallas-New Orleans game we discussed earlier. And it is a 1.5-point spread in favor of the Utah Jazz. So the Milwaukee Bucks are not favored for once. I think that has to do with the fact that they don't have Drew Holiday. But the Utah side doesn't have Mike Conley either, which makes me just really like locking in on these upper tier plays in this game. I mean, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Middleton, both going to see big bumps in usage with these guys out, and I absolutely love both these guys at 8.2 and 8K. They're only in the 8K range. Both of them have literally 60 fantasy point upside. And I absolutely love these two guys on DraftKings tonight. Donovan Mitchell, Chris Middleton. Can't express it enough. Absolutely love them. Dante DiVincenzo at 5'4". is an intriguing play as well with no Drew Holiday. He's going to continue to see some more run and some more usage, putting up 35, 26 DraftKings points the last 2 times out in an up-tempo game. You could definitely be playing some DiVincenzo. Jordan Clarkson at 5'7". Seeing around 30 minutes a game, you could definitely be playing him off the bench for this Utah side with no Mike Conley. And then, of course, Giannis Antetokounmpo at 10'8", all the way at the top. He will also receive a usage bump with no Drew Holiday. It's just he's priced up way more. I'm not saying I don't have interest in him, but Donovan Mitchell and Chris Middleton, their price tags, it's like, yes, please, absolutely lock them in. Feel really good about it. Yeah, I mean, Bojan Bogdanovic, Joe Ingles as well on the Utah side are both going to see more minutes with no Mike Conley. Just naturally, Joe Ingles sliding into the starting rotation. So this game offers a lot of interest for me. You got DiVincenzo, Joe Ingles, Bogdanovic, Chris Middleton, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert at 7'5". You could be playing. But yeah. Really like these plays. Really like the fact that there's a couple injuries because these guys usually run deeper in the starting rotation as far as Drew Holiday and Mike Conley. They're both out. We don't have to worry about that. Lock those guys in and feel great about it. Memphis taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. We got a 7.5-point spread in favor of the Los Angeles Lakers. There's no total out right now, but I would assume this game will be a little bit on the slower side. You got Anthony Davis and LeBron James both listed as questionable. LeBron is listed as a more so probable designation, and Anthony Davis is probably a true questionable, would be my guess. Yep. Took part in portions of Thursday's practice, so who knows? I think they're not going to rush Anthony Davis back. I kind of think he's going to be out again, and the next time they're going to have Anthony Davis back is going to be in a competitive game, and no offense, Memphis, but you're not exactly a top title contender, so yeah. Bane, Melton, Clark continue to be out on the Memphis side, so there could be some interesting cheap values as far as they're concerned. I'm really intrigued to see how my projections grade out, but Grayson Allen is an intriguing play at 4-1. Got 30 minutes last time out, put up 29 DraftKings points. You can continue to play Grayson Allen. Tyus Jones at 4-3 with those guards out as well is going to continue to see more minutes than we would typically see out of him. 22 minutes last time out, 23 DraftKings points. Dylan Brooks at 5'6" is going to continue to see all the minutes he can handle, playing in the upper to mid-30s the last 2 times out, putting up 38 and 31 DraftKings points. So I really do like Dylan Brooks. He's priced all the way down to 5'6". He makes a lot of sense as a play tonight. Kyle Anderson at 6K with no Brandon Clark makes a lot of sense as a play tonight. 30, 39, 39 DraftKings points. There's no Jaren Jackson Jr. still, so John Morant and Jonas Valanciunas also make sense as plays. I'm expected to get blown out, but these guys are all kind of similar to the Oklahoma City situation. They're all that they have, so I feel very confident putting these guys in my lineups, knowing they're going to get the usage and knowing they're going to be relied on to score, and they need them to score. So, and then Montrezl Harrell and Kyle Kuzma will be intriguing options at 6K and 5'9" if we do indeed find out that Anthony Davis is out. Both these guys make a lot of sense as plays. And if you think this game is going to turn into a blowout, which Vegas is telling us it will, go ahead and throw in a Talen Horton-Tucker on the Los Angeles Lakers side at 4-4, or a Wesley Matthews at 3-4. Alex Caruso continues to be out, so these guys could both see a lot of run and could be intriguing plays in the blowout as well. Cleveland taking on Portland. We got a 222.5 over-under with a 4.5-point spread in favor of the Portland Trailblazers. Not going to be a good matchup for Portland. It's going to be paced down for them. However, on the Cleveland side, it's going to be paced up. So I would have some intriguing interest in Andre Drummond, Colin Sexton. Both these guys do make some sense in this matchup, as well as Jarrett Allen and Darius Garland. These are the guys I'd be looking to on the Cleveland side as far as upside's concerned. Larry Nance Jr. continues to be out. That's going to open up some more minutes for Jarrett Allen. Darius Garland, Taurean Prince maybe even. And then after that, my interest kind of fades off. I'm not really looking to play anyone else on this team, but these guys all make sense as plays. Their minutes are kind of being spread thin, though, so maybe just sticking to an Andre Drummond, a Colin Sexton, and Darius Garland, the main guys in the rotation. Jarrett Allen. And then on the Portland side, you could play a Damian Lillard because he's going to have the upside every night in out because there is no CJ McCollum out there. It's just, I have a hard time paying 9.8 for this guy when we have other options that we talked about, like a Donovan Mitchell, a Chris Middleton, at cheaper price tags that I think will probably have better games than him tonight. So probably not playing Damian Lillard. Orlando taking on Sacramento. This one should be a fun one. No over-under release yet. It's a 7-point spread in favor of the Sacramento Kings, and the Kings would be expected to win this one, relatively easy. With the Orlando side really struggling with injuries, we saw Cole Anthony, Evan Fournier out last time, and then Frank Mason went down with an injury in the first quarter. Michael Carter-Williams is questionable. So we got a lot of injuries here, guys, which is going to make me absolutely love Nikola Vucevic, absolutely love Evan Fournier if he's back, absolutely love Terrence Ross. I'm going to love James Ennis, Dwayne Bacon, like literally all of these Orlando side guys, because Sacramento's defense is terrible, and these guys have been playing like 35 minutes. James Ennis last night playing 39 minutes. He put up 36 DraftKings points. At 4-5, he gets a great matchup taking on Sacramento. It's like, yes, please. Easy plays. Easy value. Dwayne Bacon, 4-4. Same thing. 32 DraftKings points last time out. I'm going to love him. So, yeah, I mean, some great value here to wrap things up. If Evan Fournier is back, that's going to limit my appeal on some of these guys. I'd rather just put up my interest in Evan Fournier. I'd rather be playing the starters, Evan Fournier, Nikola Vucevic, Terrence Ross, those three guys, and then kind of fading off down towards Dwayne Bacon and James Ennis. Maybe not as much interest in them. Still definitely going to have interest, but if all these guys are out, I'm going to absolutely love those cheapies. So keep an eye on that for sure, because that's going to be giving us some much-needed value to jam in all the studs that we want to play tonight. And then on the Sacramento side, you got De'Aaron Fox priced all the way up to 9K. Do I really want to pay 9K for him? I mean, maybe. He's put up 54 and 60 DraftKings points the last two times out, and he gets a good matchup here against Orlando, so possibly have some interest in him. But Buddy Hield's down here at 6'7", and Halliburton's at 6'3". Both these guys make a lot of sense on the cheaper end as well. Putting up 36 and 40 DraftKings points the last two times out, still in the mid 6K range. I like him. Halliburton I like a lot at 6'3". So, yeah, a lot of interest to go around in this game. Rashawn Holmes at 5'6". I can definitely have some interest in him. They're going to need his agility to get out on the arc to guard Nikola Vucevic, because Nikola Vucevic loves to shoot those threes. And then maybe Hassan Whiteside gets a few more minutes guarding the big man at 4K. You can play him, but probably not going to be all too interested in him. Looking at De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, Harrison Barnes, Halliburton, Rashawn Holmes, and that's about it. Those core plays. So, with all that said, before I let you guys go, I got to give you my lock of the night. Let's get into it. And my lock of the night tonight is going to be Donovan Mitchell at this 8.2 price tag in this up-tempo game. We got no Mike Conley. This guy's really stepped it up recently. He's seeing all the minutes he could handle. 38, 36 minutes the last two times out. He's put up 56 and 62 DraftKings points, and I think we're going to continue to see big games out of Spida Mitchell as long as there is no other guards digging into his usage, and without Conley in there, there is no guard digging into his usage. So I absolutely love Donovan Mitchell in this one, putting up 1.19 DK points per minute currently, getting around 40 minutes a game in an up-tempo game. I have a hard time seeing him not get there. I absolutely love him at this price tag. Been locking in my lock of the night with the thumbnail boy a lot recently. Gonna have to change it up soon, but for now I'm doubling down. Love Donovan Mitchell. Get him in your lineups because he is my lock of the night. So there you have it, guys. Donovan Mitchell. Get him in your lineups. That is all from me. If you did enjoy the content, if you could please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you're getting serious about NBA DFS, check out my package, link below in the description. You get access to my premium projections. You can ask me questions all the way up to lock in the chat. Get access to my core plays, all of that fun stuff. Promise you it's well worth the cost. That is all from me. I wish you all the best of luck tonight, and we will see you in the next one.